Everybody, and thank you for being here today. I'm Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul. At the Wisconsin Department of Justice, we are committed to protecting the integrity of our electoral process. This morning, we filed a criminal complaint in Dane County Circuit Court charging 3 defendants in connection with an alleged conspiracy to have electors who were not duly appointed presidential electors meet and cast votes in Wisconsin in December 2020 and transmit a so-called certificate of the votes of the 2020 electors from Wisconsin that in part referred to these electors as the duly elected and qualified electors for President and Vice President of the United States of America from the state of Wisconsin, and reflected the votes of these unappointed electors for President and Vice President. Specifically, the complaint charges Kenneth J. Chesborough, Michael A. Roman, and James R. Trupus with conspiring to commit the crime of uttering as genuine a forged writing or object in violation of Wisconsin statutes section 939.31 and 943.38 sub 2. The crime charged is a Class H felony under Wisconsin law. The defendants are presumed innocent of the charge against them. I encourage those who are interested in the allegations in this matter to read the criminal complaint, and this investigation is ongoing. We will continue to move forward based on the facts, the law, and the best interests of justice. I'm happy to take questions.
Attorney General, why charge these 3 and not the actual electors who signed these documents?
So as I mentioned before, this is an ongoing investigation. Our approach has been focused on following the facts where they lead and then making decisions based on the facts, the law, and the best interests of justice. This investigation will continue, and we will make decisions, and where appropriate, we'll work with district attorneys to make decisions, again, based on those factors.
When did this charges against the 10 people who signed the paperwork?
I'm not going to comment on specific individuals, but what I can say is that this is an ongoing investigation, and our decisions are going to be based on those facts and what the best interests of justice show, and again, where appropriate, based on conversations with DAs.
When did this investigation in Wisconsin begin? Was there a report completed as a result?
With respect to the facts that are alleged, I would direct folks to the criminal complaint. That includes some information about what we have alleged, and also cites to certain sources for information that's alleged. But as this is an ongoing investigation and now an ongoing prosecution as well, our focus on the facts will be limited to what's alleged in the criminal complaint. As I said, I'm not going to speak to any specific individual, but the investigation is ongoing, and the decisions we make will be based on the facts and the law, not on the identity of any individual or their role.
Do we have a timeline for the investigation?
So with any case, the decisions we make about timing are based on a variety of factors. That includes where we are in terms of developing the facts, our view on the law. But our judgment was that now is an appropriate time to file these charges. But again, the investigation is ongoing.
This is 5 months from Election Day. The Republicans say this is election interference on your part.
Our decisions are entirely based on the facts and the law. In this case, I will note that the defendants are not themselves people who are candidates for any office. But again, this investigation is ongoing, and the decisions we make are not based on external factors like the ones you mentioned. They're based on our judgment about how we can most effectively pursue the interests of justice in this case.
Have you talked to A3 about plea negotiations at this point?
The criminal charge in this case was just filed today. This case will proceed as every criminal case does. How that unfolds will depend on decisions that both our office makes and defendants makes as this case moves forward. I want to reiterate that as in any case, the defendants in this case are presumed innocent of the charge. This unfolds, again, will depend on a number of factors.
How many others are currently being investigated?
Well, again, I'm not going to speak to specifics. This is an investigation into alleged criminal conduct, and we're going to follow the facts wherever they lead. The investigation is not focused on any particular person, but on those facts and what information we can gather, and what best serves the interests of justice.
Why did it take 3.5 years to get to this point?
So there are a number of factors that are relevant to any criminal investigation, but I will say that our focus in any investigation, in any prosecution, is not on the speed with which something's done. It's on doing high-quality investigations, conducting high-quality prosecutions, and getting things right. That's the approach we have taken. That's the approach we will continue to take, both in this case and in any other cases that we investigate or prosecute.
Why is it taking the amount of time it did? Other states got quicker?
Well, in each state, there are different facts that are relevant on the ground. There are different authorities in different states with respect to, for example, prosecution authority. But we've been focused not on what's been happening in other states or how they've pursued their investigations, but on the facts here in Wisconsin, and in particular on the facts that are alleged in the complaint. Again, our focus is on getting things right. That's the way we've approached it, and we'll continue to do so.
Josh, Ron Johnson calls it outrageous that this is basically attorneys giving Republicans legal advice. Where does cross the line from legal advice to criminal conspiracy in your mind?
Well, I encourage you to take a look at the criminal complaint. You can see the allegations that we have laid out. I have no doubt that there will be a number of legal arguments raised in this case as this moves forward, but we feel confident in the charges we've brought. We're going to continue to follow the facts where they lead, and this case, like any criminal case, will follow the typical process for a prosecution.
How were they informed of the charges today? How were the three defendants informed of the charges?
I'm not going to comment on specifics in any criminal case, though. A charging document, in a case like this, a criminal complaint is filed. There's a service process. We are following the traditional criminal investigative and prosecution case here as we would in any other case.
2 more questions.
There was a settlement in the civil case that led to the release of hundreds of pages of documents. Does it assist you in your investigation of those decisive in charges?
To the extent that folks are interested in the allegations we've made and the basis for those, I would refer you to the criminal complaint. There are a number of footnotes in that criminal complaint that identify sources for some of the allegations that have been made. And again, we are interested in all available evidence and making determinations based on the facts as we can establish them.
Are the defendants cooperating?
Again, the criminal complaint was just charged today. This is an ongoing investigation, and with respect to the specifics of the case, those will be disclosed as the case moves forward in court proceedings. But to the extent you're interested in specific allegations, I'd refer you to the criminal complaint.
All right,
So thanks everybody. Appreciate it.